If someone suddenly stops talking to you, don't panic. Something deeper is happening underneath. You already feel it in your chest, that heavy silence between you. But here's what most people never realize. Silence isn't always coldness. Sometimes it's just pain trying to breathe. And if you understand why it happens, you'll stop taking it personally. Let's break it down. When emotions get too heavy, the mind shuts down. It's your nervous system hitting the brakes. You don't choose it, your body forces it. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed. You probably went quiet without even trying. But here's the truth. Withdrawal is not the same as indifference. It's just your brain protecting your heart. Like a partner who stops arguing after a fight. They're not walking away. They're catching their breath. And catching breath takes time. You can't rush a system that's trying to reset. Sometimes silence is fear disguised as distance. They're scared their words will break something, so they say nothing at all. This is where it gets interesting. The people who care the most often talk the least, because they know how fragile things can get. Think about a friend holding back bad news. They sit with it. They carry it alone. Not because they don't trust you, but because they don't want to burden you. Pain makes people protect the ones they love, even if that protection looks like silence. Some minds just need space to sort the pieces. You wouldn't fix a puzzle while shaking the box. Emotions work the exact same way. Pay attention to this. Quiet people aren't empty. They're full. They're replaying every conversation in their head, trying to find where things went wrong. Like someone sitting alone after a job loss. They don't want advice. They just want clarity. And clarity only comes in the quiet. Give them the room. They'll find the words. Pain often brings shame with it, and shame hates to be seen. So people hide behind their silence. But here's the truth. The more they care, the more they withdraw. Because vulnerability feels like standing naked. Think of a parent hiding their financial stress. They smile, they work, they say nothing. Not out of pride, out of fear. They don't want you to see them crack. Silence becomes their armor. Sometimes the tank is just completely empty. You can't draw water from a dry well, and emotional burnout feels exactly like that. This is where it gets interesting. The tiredness shows before the words do. They're not ignoring you. They're surviving. Like a caregiver who finally sits down alone. They just need to hear themselves think. No demands, no questions, just stillness. Rest is not rejection. It's recovery. Let them rest. They'll come back stronger. Silence is also a quiet test. They want to see if you'll stay when they're quiet. Not when they're loud. Not when they're easy. Pay attention to this. Consistency in the quiet builds deeper trust. Think about a child testing a parent's patience. They pull away to see if you'll pull back too. When you stay steady, the fear melts. Silence becomes a bridge, not a wall. And that's where real connection begins. Nobody stays silent forever, unless you push them to. Pressure always kills the comeback. But here's the truth. The way they return tells you everything. Small messages, soft glances, quiet presence. Like someone texting, "I'm okay," after days. That's not weak. That's brave. They're reaching out from the dark. Meet them halfway. Don't demand a speech. Just say, "I'm here." That's enough. Because silence is never permanent. It's just a season. and seasons always change. This is where it gets interesting. You can't fix what you don't understand. So stop guessing. Start listening. Listen to what the quiet is trying to say. It's not pushing you away. It's pulling itself together, like a wounded animal retreating to heal. It doesn't mean it's lost. It means it's surviving. And survival always comes first. But what if the silence lasts too long? What if weeks turn into months? Pay attention to this. Pain without support turns into walls, and walls eventually become prisons. Think about the couple that stopped trying. They didn't hate each other. They just got tired. Tired of explaining. Tired of being misunderstood. So they chose quiet over conflict. But quiet conflict still bleeds. It just bleeds slowly. And that's why you must break the cycle. But here's the truth. Not with pressure, with presence. Say less. Stay more. Sit beside them. Don't sit opposite them. Shared silence heals. Forced silence breaks. Every person who withdraws is crying out, just in a language without sound. They're asking, "Do I matter when I'm quiet?" And your job is to answer without words. Leave the light on. Keep the door open. Let them know the space is safe. This is where it gets interesting, because safety always beats silence, and trust always follows safety. Think about your own lowest moments. You didn't need a fix. You needed a witness. Just someone who saw you and stayed. That's all it ever takes. So next time the room goes quiet, don't assume the worst. Pay attention to this. Assume the pain. Assume they're just fighting a war inside, and you can be their peace. Not their judge, not their fixer, just their peace. That's the psychology of silence. It's not an ending. It's a pause. And pauses only exist so the music can breathe. Let it breathe. Let them heal. But here's the truth. You don't have to carry their quiet for them. You just have to hold the space. Like an empty chair waiting for someone to sit. Eventually, they will. When they finally speak again, you'll hear the truth they were hiding. And you'll finally understand why they needed the quiet. Silence isn't a wall. It's a doorway. And behind it is someone who just wants to be loved, even when they don't know how to ask. Pay attention to this final truth. The next time someone goes quiet,